Right now, in the first question, it is about getting some user inputs about number of classes held, number of classes attended, and then calculate the percentage of the attendance. And if it is above 75, we can display you are allowed to sit for the exam, otherwise not. Right. Okay, now I have received two of your answers as well. Very good. Right. Now, let's try out. Now, tell me. Right. Now, how can I start? Okay, I have anyway, like in order to work with Java, we have to have a class, right? Therefore, let me define class, right? And then since I want to run this program itself, therefore I have to declare the main method. Therefore, let's declare the main method public static void main, right? And then, right, I want to get the user inputs. Therefore, in order to get the user inputs, what should we do? We have to take the user inputs. And how can we take the user inputs? How can we get the user inputs? Shamodi, any idea how to get the user inputs? Quickly tell me.
Scanner
Ah,
says
using the scanner class. Therefore, since we are using a separate class, what you have to say, we need to define from where we can find it. Therefore, we need to say
inputs
import
Java util
java.util package. Very good. Right. If you want to get more classes from the util package, we could say import java.util.all. Then using asterisk, we can define import all. Like if you don't want to import all, then if you want only the scanner class, then you can just mention okay, import java.util.scan. Right. Then here, let's create a scanner class object. Then scanner class object, you can provide any name. Let's say scan equals, use the new keyword, we're going to create a object from the scan class. And then we need to initialize from where we're going to get the user inputs. Therefore, the input stream is from system.in. Right now we have created the scanner class object as well. Then we need to ask user the number of classes held. Then let's display system.out.println number of classes held, and then we need to get the we need to, let's say, the number of days, integer days is equals to scan object dot, we need to get the integer value, therefore next int. Right. Right, now the same thing we have to ask again, that number of classes attended, number of classes attended, number of classes attended. Right, and then I'm going to say attend. Right, now we have this. Then we can use if the, okay, we have to get the percentage. Then, right, how can you get the percentage now? Tell me how to calculate the percentage of attendance. How to get the percentage. Percentage may have some decimal values as well. So percentage of attendance is equal to what? Attendance, that means number of days attended, divided by number of days into 100. Now here, since it's going to be an integer division, right? Integer divided by an integer will always be an integer. Therefore, if you want, you can convert 1 into a float, right? Now we can check whether if the percentage attended, if the percentage attend, if the percentage attend is greater than or equals to 75, then we would say you are allowed to sit for the exams. You are eligible to sit, eligible to sit for the exam. Right. Else we would say sorry, not eligible. Here, if you want, you can display you have attended. You have attended. Number of state attend from days. You have attended out of you have attended days out of days. And the attendance percentage is attendance percentage. Percentage of attendance. Right, number of classes held, let's say number of classes held out of 10, okay, 20, 15, number of classes attend 5, then you have attended 5 days out of 15 days, percentage of attendance is 33. Right. Attendance is percentage to yeah. That uses string format. Right. We'll do this later. Right. Not eligible to sit for the exam, like as it would display. Right now, if you want to display only two decimal points as well, then you could do it using string.format function. Since we haven't discussed about the string class yet, you can just ignore this, right? If you really want to do that, okay, this is how you do it. You have to use string.format and you need to indicate two decimal points. 0.2f means we are expecting a float value with two decimal points. And here the whole number would be anything. That's why here you put percentage sign. 0.2 means only two decimal points. If you put 3, here that can display three decimal points. Likewise, it will print. Right. Therefore, this is just for your reference. And we will discuss this later. Right. Okay, then send me the answer for the next one as well, quickly. This line is additional if you wish to try out. Okay. Send me the answer for the second question. Right. The second question is about right now asking user to enter the marks, no? Right. Then we'll ask user to enter the marks. Right. Then right now we can ask user to enter the marks. Thereafter we could display marks you have scored. You have scored. What are the marks? Right. Then we need to check if the mark is less than 25. If the mark variable is, if the marks is less than 25, you're going to display F. Right. Then we have to check again if it is second one. Now, if it is, we could write again another if condition. If the mark is less than 25, if it is not, we will check it again if this falls, that means if it is not, right, less than 25, then we need to check whether if the mark is greater than or equals to 25. And the mark is, if the mark is less than 45, if the mark is less than 45, then I have to display E. Right. Then, if the mark is greater than or equals to 45 and less than 50, it has to display D. Right. Then again, we can check if the mark is greater than or equals to 50 and less than 60. You have to display C. If the mark is greater than or equals to 60 and less than 80, you need to display B. Okay, if I put else, will it work? Tell me. Now, for the last if condition, if I put an else and say otherwise print what is A, will it work? Viraj, what do you think, Viraj? Chamoti, did you say anything? I didn't hear you, Pute. Viraj? Yes, Viraj, tell me.
Will work.
Okay, we'll see. No, Pute, it won't work. Why? Now, this if condition works checks only if the mark is above 60 and less than 80. If this condition false means what could happen? What could be the mark value? If this become false, that means what, Pute? If this if condition is false, that means mark value is, tell me. Viraj, may condition එක false කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? What is this? Mark value would be
more than 60.
oh, this is true. If it is true,
Yeah.
what we are checking here, whether the mark value is greater than 60 and less than 80. That means we are checking the mark is in between 60 to 80. Here we are checking whether the mark is in between 60 to 80. Right, if it is in between 60 to 80, fine. If it is false, that means less than 60 or above 80, or if the mark is less than 60 or above 80, it would display else statement, isn't it? Therefore, that is wrong, because if it is above 80, then only we have to display A. If the mark is greater than or equals to 80, we need to display A. Let's see whether it works. If it is 10, it should display F. If it is 35, it should display E. If it is 45, it should display D. If it is 44, it should display E. If it is 50, it should display C. And if it is 55, it should display C. If it is 60, it should display B. If it is 79, B. If it is 80, if it is A. Likewise, this will work. Right now, I want you to figure out, for an example, let's say, if the first condition, if you have entered marks as 15, my question, if you have entered marks as 15, or whenever you entered, okay, let's say if you have entered marks as 15, how many if conditions will get executed? That means whether these conditions will get checked or not. Tell me whether, okay, altogether we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if conditions, no? Then out of these 6 if conditions, how many if conditions will get checked? Okay, tell me. If you have entered 50, find out and tell me, think. If you entered marks as 15, right, will it check this condition? Yes or no?
Yes.
Will it check this if condition?
Yes.
Yes, this will check. 15 less than 25, true. Therefore, this will display this grade F. Then, after printing this, again it will go here. Why? This is a separate if condition. Then again, 15 greater than or equals 25, false. This is false. And 15 less than 45, this is true. But false and true is false. Therefore, this won't. Again, it will go and check this if condition. 15 greater than or equals to 45, false. 15 less than 50, true. But since false and true, this won't display. Again, it will go here. Then, if the mark is greater than 50, no, 15 is not greater than or equals to 50, no, false. Then 15 less than 60, true. 15 less than 60, then it's going to print. False and true is false, so therefore it won't print C. Again, it's going to go and check the next if condition. 15 greater than or equals 60, no, false. 15 less than 80, yes, true. But false and true is false, therefore it won't print this as well. Again, it's going to go and check this. 15 is greater than or equals to 8, false. Therefore, this won't print A even. Therefore, only will print F. Why? These are separate if conditions. These are not linked. These are separate if conditions. That is why it prints, it checks, it evaluates all the if conditions. It evaluates all the if conditions. If you really want to check that, whether this has been evaluated, right now we'll do something like this. But let's have a variable called count or something. Right now, for your understanding purpose, we are using, let's say, I is equal 0, initial. Then I'm going to have I plus plus. No, plus I. Plus I is greater than 0. Then anyway, this is going to be true, right? Plus I means I equals 0, 0 plus I is greater than 0, yes. Therefore, here for every place, I'm going to add this. Therefore, if the I value get executed, that means if the if condition get tested, then I value should get increased. Then finally, I'm going to print the I value asset. Now again, you have not asked why I have not put the bracket. Right now, I have not put the brackets. No. Now tell me, later on I will, okay, remind me to, okay, right. Okay, now here, okay, now I have put like this. And here I'm going to display the count. Number of time, if conditions, number of ifs. Okay. I'm just going to say I value. Right, now what do you think? Right, now anyone, who is this WW01? What's your name, Pute? WW01? Hello? WW01. Can you change it to your name? Right. Sahan, right. Now, what do you think? When the I value get printed? Now, for an example, if I have entered Mark's value as 90, what would be the output? Just forget about these. Now, let's assume we don't have these if conditions. Right, just forget about these if conditions. And if you only have this, and if you have 9, if you have entered Mark's value as 90, what would be the output? Sahan Rajapaksha, yes.
Yes, sir, good morning. I think it will print A, grade A.
It will print A. Only A? Will it print the I value as well? Now we don't have these. Okay. And okay, let me remove this for your reference then. Right. I have like this. Now I have not put the brackets for the if condition. I have made a mistake. I forgot to put the brackets. Then for the if condition, I don't know what is the body statements now because I have not put the brackets, right? Now, if I have entered Mark's value as 90, Marks as 90. Now, Sahan, what would be the output?
Marks as 9, sir, is it?
90.
90. It will print I also.
That would display grade A and I. I means, let's say, for the in this scenario, 1.
Yes.
Right. Then, if you have entered 70 as the marks, what would it print now? $70. Is the if conditions going to be true or not?
No.
Yes or no? I couldn't hear you.
No, sir.
No. Then what would be the output?
0. It will print I.
It will print I value, yes. Even though it will print 1 because anyway before the condition become false, the I value get increased now. Therefore, this would print I because now here it is at the top left, here the left side now. And then this would print I value. Yes, it will display only the I value. Now remember, very important, if you have not put the brackets after the if condition, right? Therefore, if you have put a bracket like this, okay. Now, if you put a bracket like this, right, then if you put a bracket, then body statement, if this condition inside, if this condition become true, and inside this, if this evaluates to true, then only this would display, these parts would display. Now, both statements would get displayed if it is true. Now, if it is false, none will get displayed. Right. But if you forgot this, then the immediate line after the if condition, immediate statement after the if, now then this part will consider as the body statement of the if. If you have not put the brackets, that means the immediate line after the if condition is considered as its body statement. Therefore, you better write a note if you wish, if you can't remember. Therefore, that's why here I have not put the brackets because I had only one statement. Since if you want to have more than one, that means 2 or more statements, then you have to use brackets. You have to use brackets if you are using more statements as the body. Right? Since if you are using only one statement, no need of using brackets because one statement right after this condition will consider as its body when the brackets are not present. Right. Now, in this scenario, this would be its body, and this would be whether no relates the if condition, whether this condition will get executed or not. This would get displayed. Right. Now, just to have the clarity, I have put the indentation. Right. Now, if you wish, you would have put the brackets like this. Right now, you should put the brackets like this, even though if you are using one line. Right now, since I have not used just only one line, I'm using. Right, you better use it. Right, okay. So now, if I enter 15, now you can see you have scored 15 grade F. Now this got executed even though the I value is 6. No matter whatever the mark you are giving, right? If you are entering 65, if you are entering 90, 99, whatever. Now, every time, each and every if condition get executed. Why? Because these are separate if conditions. These are separate if conditions. Therefore, every if condition will get executed. Right. Right. Now, let's see. Now I'm gonna put I'm gonna put a bracket for your reference. Right, then I'm gonna put else statement. Right now, if I have entered 15, oh yes, 15, how many times the if conditions will get executed? Or if I enter 25 or any number above 25, how many times the if conditions get how many if conditions will get executed? Think and tell me, think and send me the answer via chat, please. Send me the answer, please, quickly. Now, if you have entered 50, how many times these if conditions will get evaluated? Or what would be the I value? And if you have entered 25 or any other mark, how many times these if conditions get evaluated? Simple question. Send me the answer via chat. Yeah, even if you can't think, at least try this, run this, and send me the answer quickly. Right now, as you said, if you enter marks less than 25, it executes only one. This if condition. If it is true, yes, then else part won't get executed. Therefore, it's one. But if you enter 25, now it says 6. Why? Because these conditions got evaluated false. Then it went to else. Inside this, we have separate if conditions. Therefore, once you inside the else, all if conditions will get evaluated unconditionally. Therefore, that's why no matter what you enter is above 25, it will evaluate all if conditions. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Now, then again we could say, right, if, and then here else. If this is false, go and do this, else. And again, if this is false, again, if this also false, let's say, again, if this condition also false, I'm going to write again else. Else. Right? Again, I'm going to say if this condition is false, else. Now, what do you think? If I enter 25, how many conditions will get evaluated? If I enter 25, how many conditions will get evaluated? Viraj, what do you think, Viraj? If you enter 25, how many times will get evaluated now? Now, 2 times. Why? If this is false, it goes to the else, right? And again, there is an if condition. If this is this is true. Therefore, from this it will stop. Even if it is false, then it's gonna go into the else statements. Right now, this part. If else if right now here also, again we could check. Right, if you want if, and then we can finish the if condition here. And then we could say else. Likewise, you could do it. Now, here now this time, if it is 15, if you have entered, yes, this would get displayed. If it is, let's say, 25, this will check false and it goes into here, then this become true, then 2 times. If it is 45, here, let's see if it is 45. Now, this condition become false, therefore it go inside the statement, there's a if, then it checks this one, this become false 2 times, and it goes to the else, again if condition, then it checks here, yes, 45, true, therefore it will stop from here, then the rest of the else statements will not get executed. Right now, the same thing, rather writing if, inside else, again writing if, you would have done it like if, else if, else if, likewise you would have done if, then we would have done it like if else else if else if else if, right, likewise you would have written if else if. You would have written like, and again here if it is if you don't want to check anything, like if it is not in this range here, without checking anything, you would have write else. Else. And then no need of these brackets. Here also, if you want, you can put the brackets, otherwise you don't need the brackets. Since only one statement is there, You don't need the brackets, right? All right, now you can see if it is 15 only one times, if it is 25, if only two times. If this condition become false, then it goes here, then this become true. Therefore, it stops. If it is 45, now only three times. If first condition become false, second condition become false, then it will check the third condition. Since the third condition is true, it won't check the rest. And let's say 55, then four times. 1, 2, 3, 4. This condition become true. And if you have entered 65, then five times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only five condition. If it is above 8, if it is above 80 anything, if it is above 80, it will display A. Right. Now again you should think, right, now what does it check now? Okay, I'm going to remove this plus plus I part, okay? In order to make this easier, now I'm not going to display the I value hereafter. Right, now again think and tell me, if the first condition is false, what could be the marks value? If the first if condition is false, then what is the possible values for the marks variable? What is the possible values for the marks variable? Tell me quickly. If the first if condition is false, what is the possible value for the the marks variable? What could be the value which contains in the marks variable? Quickly tell me. Situ, Tute, what could be the value of the marks? What could be the values of the marks variable if the first if condition is false? If this is false, then if we are here, then what could be the marks variable value? Very simple. Tell me. Situ, are you there? Even you are not unmuting the microphone. Viraj Bhattagod, sir. Viraj Bhattagod. Viraj, what is the answer?
Values from 25 to up.
Yes, it should be if it is if condition checks what marks is less than 25. This is false means what? Marks values are above 25. For sure, 100% guaranteed. If this is false, marks variable contains a value which is above 25. Therefore, do we need to do this check? Zahan, is it required to do this conditional check?
No, sir.
No, why? It's obvious. No need to do that. If this become false and if it comes here, that means what? The marks variable contains a value which is above 25. Right, now we are checking whether it is less than 45. If it is false, that means what? The marks variable contains a value which is above 45. Then we have to check whether it is less than 50. If it is fair, That means what? Marks variable contain a value which is above 50. Now we don't need to check this. Why? Then we have to check whether it is less than 60. And if it is false, that means what? The marks variable contains a value which is greater than or equal to 60. Then you want to check whether it is less than 80. If it is less than 80, if it is not, obviously, if the mark is not less than 80, that means what? Here means variable contains a value which is above 80. Then it will display it. Right. Okay, quickly try out this and try to understand. If it is not clear to you, please ask. Right. Now, if you are okay with this, now I'm going to give you another question. Right. Now I want you to ask user to calculate the BMI value. BMI is BMI body mass index, right? It's derived from height and the weight. Um, right. Now BMI calculated using weight in kilogram divided by height in meters to the power 2. Right. And there are few categories. If the BMI range is less than 18.5, it says underweight. If it is 18.5 to 25, normal. If it is 25 to 30, overweight. If it is above 30, obese. Right. Now you have to ask user to get the user input. Get the user to input height in meters and weight in kilograms. Height in meters and weight in kilograms. Calculate the BMI and display the category. Right. Okay. Quickly do this. Okay, only 5 minutes time for this. Quickly do it and send me the answer via chat. Yeah, this is flawed, then why do we need to convert it to float? I divided by. Right now, okay, Chamodi here. Now I think this is your answer, right? Now here, Chamodi, right now, already this has been checked now. If the BMI value here, let's say if the BMI, we could simply say BMI value. If the BMI value is less than 18.5, if this condition become false, means Shamodi, a value is above 18.5. Therefore, we don't need to check this part. It is obvious. It is above. And then if it is less than 25, you will say normal. If it is equals to 25 or above, it goes to the next. Then you don't have to check this. Then if the BMI is less than 30, overweight, as obese. Right now, that's it. Right now, what is this? Have you copied from somewhere? Die number 34. Ah, right. Okay, sorry, not you, it's me. Right. Enter your height in meters, let's say 1.5 to what it says. Okay, one mistake, Kute. What? You are taking a float, you are storing it a float value, but then you have to take a float value. Then it has to be a float. Enter your weight in kilos, let's say 60. Then it says over. right? Any questions? Then you can again you can convert this into your whatever the feet and then kilograms, and then you check whether what is your BMI value. Right. Any questions from this now? I'm going into switch statements now.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, I'm not clear about previous, sir, previous thing, and can you explain me please again?
Which
Why
one, Pute?
can
Here, this if condition.
yes, sir, but why? What is the difference between that using range and mm, like
Using,
this?
that means, okay, I didn't get you now. Okay, let me. Okay, is it Shamodi?
Yes, sir.
Right, Pute, now you're asking what is the difference between the answer you sent to me and then what I have changed, is it?
Yes, sir. Using
Right,
range
that,
and all this.
okay, that means, right, okay, very good. Okay, that means you are asking about, I think, about this. Are you asking, you are referring to the if condition part? What's the difference between these two, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Now, what you have to understand here is, now, okay, what you are checking here, Pute? If whatever the p-value, if it is,
BMI well.
no, okay, let's say BMI, no, okay, whatever this value is,
Uh,
less than
less than
18.5.
40.
Okay. If this condition become false, if this condition is false, that means what could be the p-value? If this is false, if this is false, then p is
On the way.
no. Then make it true when it become true.
Uh,
If the p-value is
value is less than
less than 18.5, this is true. If it is false, that means this condition become false when
it is above than
it
18
is equal or
above.
above. It is equal or above. That means if this condition is false, it goes to the else statement. That means it goes to the else. That means what? The p-value is above or equals to 18.5. Therefore, do we need to check this part today? Because it is obvious. Now the value is this become false. That means the value is above or equals to 18.5. Therefore, do we need to check this?
No, it's
No,
not necessary.
it's not necessary. That is not required at all. Why? It's another condition evaluation. Therefore, why should we waste our resources to check unnecessary conditions? Right now, because when you are writing a code, we have to always think about to write the optimized code. Right? Even we have very limited resources. When you are running those large softwares or large programs, then it takes more capacity, more resources, then we need to think always, try to use the optimized coding. Right. Then even Chamodi, if this is false, what happens? That means what can you say about the p-value?
It's less than 25.
If it is false, Pute, this one also condition become false. That means now the first condition false. Therefore it came to here. And then even this condition false. Then what can you say about the p-value?
Mm,
Okay, when this condition become true, Pute?
its
If
p-value
if the p-value is
equal of
no true when evaluated when p-value මොකද්ද මේ operators දෙක කියන්නේ වල you can easily tell the operators no very simple right okay now we have let's say x okay x less than 10 okay what do you check here
um,
Samodi x value is
less than 10 means
less than or 10 if in order to become true what are the values the x value can have a
from 1
range
to
okay any number because you can't tell one to you can't say exact value no pute there are millions of numbers billions of numbers no in order to satisfy this condition therefore simply what you can say what are the x values which satisfy the given condition any number which is
um,
less than equal greater than you can use what
less than
less than to
10.
which 10 any number which is less than to 10 any number that means if you take a number line to say right if it is 10 here right without 10 right now any number less than 10 now that means from here to here any number is satisfy this given condition
Mm.
in order to become true that means if it is in my if it is this side if you are minus infinity then minus infinity to 10 any number you could say satisfy the given condition right therefore if it is false now if the condition is false now x less than 10 if it is false what would be the x values
Or any numbers greater than 10
any numbers greater than and
equal 10.
equals to 10 if it is false that means x values are greater than or equals to 10 is this clear
Yes.
right now if it is true in order to become true this condition in order to this condition to be true what should be the p value
Less than 18.5.
less than 18.5 if it is becoming false that means what if it is false means
Its p-value is
p value is greater
greater
than or
equal to 1.18.
greater than or equals to
18.
18.5 that means if you are checking here now obviously p value is greater than or equals to 18.5 that is confirmed
Yes.
here what you check here
And it's also less than
and
25.
25 if it is less than 25 we're going to display normal if it is not if this false means what
Um, it's
p values are
equal or greater than 20,
equal or greater than
25.
25 25 even here now do we need to check again this part
No, it's already checked.
it's already done therefore we don't need to check right even if what do you check here now
BMI value is less than 30.
30 all right if it is less than 30 if it is false that means what okay
It's equal or greater than 30.
The value is equal or greater than 30. Then if it is greater than or equal to 30, you say go to the next. The next is else. No conditions to check. Then it prints obesity. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir. I'm just.
Right,
Thank
very good. You have to ask questions like that. Everyone, please ask. If you not clear about anything, you have to ask. If you ask, then only I would be able to explain again and again. Otherwise, I don't know. Right. Then, right, you have to search for if else nested if conditions, and then I want you to try. Then I'm gonna go into switch statements. Switch. We discuss about the if condition, right? Then in Java, if and switch statements are used to have the flow control or the branching or the decision statements. Then the if statement, we check the condition. If the condition is true, it executes the body statements. If it is false, it goes to the else statement. And you can just use only the if condition without else. But you can't use else without it. Therefore, if the condition is true, the body statements will get executed. Otherwise, if the else is available, it goes to the else statements. Right. And then we have discussed about this and nested if. Right. If you want, right, you can have 0 or 1 else for a given if. Then if you are using an else statement, it must come after any else ifs. Right. Then even in nested if conditions also, right, you don't need to, it is not a must to use else. Right. Even here, even you can check, even you can say right now, if you want to say like up to 100 it is obeys, otherwise invalid or something, then you don't have to use else. Without else it works perfectly. It is not a must. Therefore, you can have 0 or 1 else for a given if. It must come after any else ifs. Right? You can have 0 to many else ifs. Right now, this is what it says. Right now, when you're using if conditions, right now, you know that you can have only the if condition. You can have only the if condition and the body statements. Here you have the condition and the body statements you can have. Right. Likewise, you can have. Or else you can have if condition. If you are using an if, then you could have a else as well. Right. Or else you can have if conditions, if and else if. If, else if, right. Then you can have, if you want, you can have if, else if, else if, else if, and finally, if you wish, you could have an else statement as well. Right. Whatever statement. Right. Therefore, this is what it says right now. If you are using, now you can have 0 or 1 else. You can have 0 else statement or 1 else statement after if condition. But then it must come after, any else must come after if condition. You can have 0 or 1. That means you can have 0 or many. You can have 0 to many else ifs. After if condition, you can have 0 or many else if conditions. You can have many else if conditions. Then optionally, additionally, if you want, you can have at the end, you can have else statement as well. And here, if this else if condition is succeeded, then remaining else ifs or else's will not be tested. None of the else ifs or else's will get tested if and else if succeeded. You know that if this if condition is succeeded, that's it, nothing will happen. If this condition is false, then else will get displayed. If this is false, then it's gonna check this else. And even if this is false, it's gonna go into this. If it is false, nothing will display. If it is true, this would be displayed. If this if condition is false, then it goes to the next one. Even this is false, it goes to the next one. Even this is false, it goes to the else. Right. Now, this is how the nested if works. Right. Right now, this is how the if else if ladder you can use. If, else if. Optionally, you can on. If you want, you can have else. Right now, as we discussed previously, this is another example. You can have a question like, if the price is less than 300, buy product. Otherwise, again, you're going to check. If the price is less than 400, get the approval. Otherwise, don't buy the product. Therefore, rather writing this, you would have using if else if ladder, you would have done if price is less than 300, buy product. Else if price is less than 400, get approval. Else, don't buy product. The same thing. Right now, again, you can see here, this explains like x is equals to 1. It checks if x equals 3. If not, it's going to check whether x is less than 4. Again, it's going to check x is less than 2. And it's going to display else. Right now, tell me what's going to be the output here. X is equals to 1. What would be the output? Tell me quickly, what would be the output? X value is equals 1. San, what is the output, San?
Less than 4, sir.
Less than 2. Right. Chamodi, what is the output? Will it, what it will print? Nitindu, okay, write this program and then check whether the answer you gave it is correct. If not, explain why it gives you different answer. Quickly try out.
So the output is x is less than 4. Less than 4.
Sorry, x is less than 4, it prints. Why? Yes, x. Can you explain why it is?
Because
Right,
the
now x equals 1, right? Then x equals 3. Now 1 is equals to 3. Is it true? 1 equals 3. Is it true? Hello? 1
Yes.
equals 3. Is it true?
No, sir.
No, of course. Obvious. Then when you know the answer, you have to say loudly, isn't it? When you're sure, confident about the answer, say it loudly. Right, then it goes to the else. Right here, it goes here. Now, else if x less than 4. X less than 4. 1 less than 4. Is it true? Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then it will display less than 4. Hereafter, will these get executed?
No, sir.
No. None of these will get executed. Right. Okay, we'll try this one. Right. Then here we have the x value is equals to 1. X value is equals to 1 integer. Right. Now if x is equals to 5, x is equals to, if x is equals to 3, we're gonna display 3. Else if x is less than 5, x is less than 5, if x is less than 5, okay, 4, it's gonna see less than 4. If it is x is less than 3, it's gonna display less than 3. Else we're gonna say factor. We don't need else. Right. Less than 2. Right, now let's compile and see. Then it says less than 4. By any chance, if you have put 4 here and if you put 2 here, right now, what would be the answer now? Less than 2, right? Less than 2, 2, and 4. What would be the output now? Now, what would be the output?
Two, sir.
Yes, now x equals 3 fourths, then it's going to check here, less than 2 is true, therefore it's going to display this, thereafter this won't get executed. Right. Therefore, this is the advantage of using else if statements, like if you can minimize the number of if conditions, it's gonna check. Right. Hope you understood this, and then okay, then legal expressions like if okay, now tell me. Okay, let's label these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then tell me if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Send me whether 1 is valid or second one is valid, third one is valid or invalid. If it is invalid, the reason. Send me via chat. Otherwise, I'm going to ask one by one from you. Everyone has to send me the answer via chat. Quickly send me. Right, now you can see this code will give you based on the day you entered, it will give you 1, 2, 3, like if it is based on the day, respectively, it will display the day. Right, now tell me, anyone, okay, if user has entered 1, will this test the rest of the if conditions or not? If user enters 1, will this test the rest of the if conditions or not?
No, sir.
Yes. If user enters 4, right now, that means this would display Thursday. No? Will it test the rest of the if conditions or not? All the if conditions or below the if condition? If x equals 4, will it evaluate all the if conditions or the if conditions below this one? Or the above this? Now user has entered 4. What happens now? Zahan? If user enters 4, will it evaluate all the if conditions or not? Chamodi? Viraj? Anyone? Simple question. If user enters 1 user, it will check all. Fine. If x equals 2, will it evaluate all? Not execute. I'm asking, will it check the condition?
No,
Yes or no? Chamodi?
it's no,
Is it yes, Pute?
no, sir.
But I had no kill.
Yes, sir, it's no.
Yes, Kiran, but I can't hear you properly. I assume you are saying yes. Yes, Pute, it is yes. Why? These are separate if conditions, no? Separate if conditions, therefore, it checks the each and every no relation. Even this is true, it will check the rest. Even this is true, it will check the rest. Right, now, if we have put else if, now it changes. Now it changes. Right, now, if it is 1, x equals 1, how many if conditions will it check? Tell me quickly.
1,
Only 1. If it is 2, how many if conditions will it check?
2,
2. Yes, 2. That means only these 2. Then thereafter it won't. If it is 4, x equals 4, how many if conditions will it check?
4,
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to this point, it will check because it will come. First, it will check this one first, then it will check this one first, it will check this one first, it will check this one, then it become true, then it goes here. If x equals 5, how many if conditions?
5,
All 5, yes, all 5. If x equals 10, how many?
10,
Sorry? X equals 10 pute. How many? 10 නෙමෙයි 10 නෙමෙයි if conditions 10ක් නැහැ නේද? There is no if condition. Yes, Sahan?
5,
Sir, it will go the fifth one.
Sorry? I couldn't hear you, Pute. Can you repeat, please?
It will try to execute all the conditions, but it will fail.
Yes, it will try to execute all if condition. It will execute all if condition, but it will false because x equals 10. No? Chamodi, -1. If x equals -1, how many if conditions will it evaluate?
it's not execute.
It's not? Oh, think. Kute, the input, there's no relations with the input and the number of if conditions. No. Why? I have said it now. Here, now. -1. Is it true?
No.
No.
False.
Then it goes to next one. Is it true?
False.
Yes. -1 equals to?
Not it.
Not t equals. Okay, next one. Is it true?
No, it's
No.
false.
It's false. Next one?
False.
False. Then it goes to the next. Is it?
False.
False. Therefore, all the conditions it checks. Is that clear to you?
Yes.
In the worst case scenario, by any chance, if user enters 1, only one time. If user enters 3, 1, 2, 3, only 3 times. Right? Okay. Right. Now, if I have 6 here. Okay. And this one, 2. If user enters 2, Chamodi, how many times, how many if conditions will get executed? Sahan, Viraj, if user enters 2, how many if conditions will it get executed? Oh, condition checked. Come on.
3.
Why? It
So
checks
first
1.
true or false.
Yes, first one is false. Then it checks 6 equals to 6, no false. Then it checks 2, that becomes true. Then 3 conditions is true. Right. Now it depends on the order, the number of the condition you have set. Right. Okay. Now I think it's clear to you. Now the same thing right now, if you have like this. Now rather doing this, we would have done this using a switch statement. In a switch statement, right now, rather using multiple if statements or multiple nested if statements, you could replace it with the switch statement. Switch statement has a keyword switch, and here you have the expression, and then the values that expression can have are the cases. And each case you have to put a break, and we'll see why is it. And if you want, additionally, you can have a default. Right, okay, let's see how we can work with the switch statement. Right, now I'm going to leave this for a while, then switch. Switch keyword and the expression. Expression is the variable x. Right, and then we need to have the brackets. This is the switch statement. Right, and then the cases we're going to have. The values the variable x can have. Okay, the variable x may, like we need to check if it is 1, case 1. Then you need to put a semicolon. And all the lines, whatever you want to display, you can have. Right, and then the next case. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Right. Okay, then we can have like this. Right, now let's remove this. You can see how easy we could manage the same thing. Right. And even if it is like, let's say if you had an else statement saying invalid day or something, uh, invalid or something, if you want display, if the user enters not 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. If you enter a different number apart from 1 to 5, you want to say invalid, then here that also possible. Then we have something called default. Because like else statement, we have a default statement as well, default case. Right? If none of the cases were matched, then it's gonna go to the default. Right. Now the same thing has been written using switch statement like this. Right. Now let's see how this works. Now the problem here is now if user enters 1, right now it will display Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday like this. Okay. Quickly write up to this point and then we'll discuss. So the problem here is now if you enter 1, it displays Monday to invalid all the things. Now let's see if you enter 2. Now you can see it displays Tuesday to the rest. If user enters 3, it displays from Wednesday because the matching case is found here. No, the case XLib is 3. No, the matching case found here. Therefore, once it found the matching case, from thereafter it will display the rest. Therefore, remember, when you are using the case, like you can have any number of statements, and after each case, you have to use a keyword called break that will print only that particular case values. Therefore, remember that after each case, right, you have to use a break statement. Now, the break statement. Now, for an example, let's run this and see. Now, if it is 1, you can say 1 is Monday, only Monday. If it is 2, it would display only Tuesday. If it is 3, it would display the rest because no break statements used. No. Therefore, the matching case was 3, then it displays here after the till the end. But here the matching case was 1 when user enters 1, then it displays Monday and then it hits the break. It stops. Case 1 stops, break. Case 2, it displays Tuesday and then the break statement exit from the switch. It will stop. Right. Therefore, remember, here you have to use the break statement. Right. You have to use a break statement for cases. Right. If it is 1, then it will display only Monday. If it is 2, Tuesday. If it is 3, Wednesday. If it is 4, Thursday. If it is 5, if it is 8, invalid. If it is 5, right. Likewise, it would display. Now, this is how the case statement case works. Therefore, what happens here is like here you need to declare the expression and then whatever the values that expression can hold, whatever the values this variable can hold, going to be the case values. Since it is an integer value I have given, I don't have to put anything. But if it is a string variable, if it is a string, then I need to mention it as a string. Then I have to put double quotes. If it's a char, then I have to put a single quotes. Likewise, I have to work with. Right. Okay, try out this quickly. Now remember, this will work for here. As the expression, you can have integer values, characters, strings, and enumerators you could use. And then what is an enumerator? We will discuss later. Therefore, remember, if there is no matching case found, if there is no matching case, then the default case will get executed. If there is no matching, then the default case will get executed. Okay, now let's say now if you want to ask user to enter the check the vowels, or like if you want to check right, then let's say whether if it is use if you want our user to ask user to ask user to enter the gender, okay, meet male or female, then if you ask M or F, right, then if it is a string value, let's say, now you want to get the, okay, let's see, you want to deal with the string, the string x equals next. Now if it is M, if it is, let's assume user going to enter only capital values, male, and if it is F, you can say female, and if it is default, you can say not declared or invalid input. Invalid input, likewise you could say. Right now, yeah, my bad. Okay. Right, double slash. Male or female, if user enters J, invalid input. If it is M, male. If it is F, female. Likewise, it will display. Okay, quickly check whether the entered number is odd number or even number using a switch statement. Check whether the entered number is odd or even using a switch statement. Right. Then right now, you need to get check whether it is a vowel or not. Right now, we need to get a character input. Let's say cha. Therefore, you need to get from the string value. You need to get the first index value cha at. Right now, first you can get the string value, and then you can, let's say cha t is equal to, from the variable x, which is a string now, you can get the first index value cha at 0th index value. You're gonna get the 0th index value. Then switch cha. If it is a character now, if it is a, here is the vowel. You can say is a vowel. Likewise, you could write. Okay, try out. Yes, you could check whether if it is a vowel right now, rather saying a is a vowel, e is a vowel likewise. Now, yeah, you can say case a, we can say a is a vowel. E, I, O, U. I, O, U. And right, a. And you can say a, E, right, O, U. And then we are not a vowel. Then we expect that now we assume that right now user will not enter lowercase letters. Now the assumption we are making here is user will not enter any lowercase letters. User will enter only the uppercase letters. Right now this is the assumption we are making. Right now what is it says E is a vowel. Why? Right here that's a problem. Just a minute. Right then Let's run this. Okay. Why task MF? Here it asks MF, no? Character. That's why I was wondering. Right. It will ask for character. If it is A, it says A is a vowel. It says E is a vowel. I is a vowel. O is a vowel. U is a vowel. Likewise, it will display the vowel. But then again, you might think, okay, why are we doing this? Like now, for an example, if it is, okay, if you want to worry about the simple case as well, then you know without the break, we would use the simple A as well, right? If you do it like this, now that will check for both. That will check for both cases, like whether it is a simple or capital. Now this will work. Likewise, you would do it. A, I, O, U, likewise, you could do it now. So whether it is simple A or capital A you enter, now it will display this because not break statement used here. Therefore, if it is matching case is this one, it will go until it reach a break. No? Therefore, it will print this. Then again, you might think, why should we do it like this? If it is a vowel, then we wanted to display that is a vowel. Then what is the purpose of doing this? We would have done it like this, no? Right now. Then you would say, whatever the character is a vowel. Now, why? Plus the mark is not this. Right. And A is a vowel, capital A is a vowel, E is a vowel, E is a vowel, capital E is a vowel. Likewise, it will work now. Now, no matter what you type, if it is a matching case found, it will go down until it reaches a break. Now, this is where it reaches the break. Therefore, any of the matching cases will display this. This is how you could do it. Now, as a homework, I want you to try this one to display the month according to the respective number you have given. And also, you have to ask user to enter the operand 1, that means number 1 and number 2, and then the operator. And based on the operator, user might enter plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus. Then based on the operator user enter, you need to use using the switch statement, you need to have a calculator and then display the values. That is what I want you to do it as a homework, and within today do it, otherwise you will forget it. Therefore, do it and send me the answer via chat. Any questions now? Please ask. Any questions, please ask. If you have no questions, then again we're gonna do further exercises on next day as well. And then we'll wind up for today. Any questions, please ask now.